Husqvarna have a lot riding on the Norden 901. It's their first properly middle-of-the-road, meet and two-veg adventure bike for the average motorcyclist. Until now most of their bikes have been niche options for a trendy, urban crowd, but this is supposed to change that. To do it, Husky have taken the 890 adventure platform from their sister brand KTM and reworked it. The changes go deeper than simply bolting on some different shaped bodywork. The Norden is more of an adventure touring bike than the Donor, and so its suspension, riding position and weather protection are all different. Unfortunately, I found it a little confused. By sitting the Norden directly between two distinctly different bikes, it loses its purpose. It is by no means a bad bike, it's just that the middleweight adventure bike market is already chock full of impressive machines that all excel at different things. It's a bit of a jack of all trades, master of none, which could be exactly what you're after, or it might not. It has the same steel trellis frame as the KTM's, though the Norden does use different suspension. There's 220mm of front wheel travel and 215 rear, which is around halfway between an 890 Adventure and the more dirt-focused Adventure R, and the Husky is very softly sprung and comfortably damped. This is a good thing. On the road the WP units are comfortable and cosseting with a progressive feel and plenty of feedback. It's nowhere near as stiff as the 890R and gives a softer adventure touring vibe. Take the Norden off the tarmac and you can bottom the suspension out without trying very hard. But I don't think it's the sort of machine you'd buy for hard off-road use. That's what a KTM 890 Adventure R is for. For everyone else, the setup on the Norden will be better. The riding position has handlebars with little rise and not much backward sweep. It's an over-the-front riding position and gives a twitchy feel to the Norden steering, particularly off-road. Away from the tarmac you always think the bars might whip around on you, which doesn't give confidence. The tires don't help. I normally love Pirelli's Rally STR tires, but they didn't feel quite right on the Norden. The J1 brakes do the job fine, but they're not winning any awards. The fiddly associated electronics don't help either. The engine is taken straight from the KTM, which means an eager 899cc twin with 74 pound-feet of torque and 103 bhp. It's a little bit direct when coming off a closed throttle, but otherwise the power is really nice. They haven't messed with what you get from the KTM equivalent. The standard fit easy shift quickshifter for the 6-speed gearbox is very well programmed too, working well at any revs and load. There are various power modes and traction control settings, but being honest, it's all much of a muchness. Sure, stick it in rally mode and you can change the traction control settings, live for more or less slip, but who honestly needs to do that? When in rally mode I left it on setting 4, and when I asked around, so did everyone else. Sorry Husky, it's just a gimmick. In person it looks even better. A dark gray field with black lettering carries the Husqvarna name, with yellow and white accents connecting the scheme to standard Husky colors. The upswept exhaust carries the traditional Husky logo, as does the front fender. A handsome headlight below the non-adjustable rally-style windscreen is bracketed by smaller fog lights. Hard plastic bark guards supported by stout metal braces protect the hands. Buff silver aluminum panels protect the engine and fuel tank. The wheels wear tubeless Pirelli Scorpion Rally STR tires. A low-slung saddle carries the rider a few inches below the small pillion seat. Grab bars, part of a small rear rack, help maneuver the 449-pound machine off the kickstand and into position. Compared to the 890, it's desired to be much more civilized on the road. So the seat is not only much wider, it's also more cushioned. They took seat testing seriously, trying loads of different foams, shapes and riders of different sizes and weights, and it shows the Husqvarna is all-day comfortable. The only minor downside is that the seat gives the impression of being higher because it splays your legs. However, the fairing is disappointing. The screen doesn't come up very high and isn't adjustable, and though the fairing keeps wind off your legs at motorway speed, I really felt the wind pressure on my shoulders, chest and head. Curiously though, switching from road to off-road does not switch the abs from road to off-road. That requires an additional step, making it easy to forget. Switch ride modes from off-road to road and forget to switch the abs mode too. You'll find out pretty quickly, perhaps not in the most pleasant way. The 5-inch non-touchscreen TFT dash panel felt a bit overcrowded, but the critical parts were easy to read, particularly because selections for traction control and such are done pictographically. You can see a cartoon outline of what you are changing with colors that show green for on and red for off. After a pre-ride review of the operating system, I wasn't too confused by the several screens needed to reset the ride modes or trip meters. The dash panel also has a place to mount a GPS, and Husky offers an optional connectivity package that brings turn-by-turn navigation via smartphone to the TFT screen.